slow dancing, waving down the music, slow dancing, just me and my girl.
Welcome to page 7, everybody. Jackie Zebrowski is regaling us with songs she sang to herself in the bathroom this week.
I also sang, I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round and round. I really love to watch them roll. As it's laid on the cold tile, praying for some sort of higher power to take me with it. Leave my clothes. I was waiting for Kirk Cameron to come through the door.
And let the record show that it wasn't even for a hangover. It was for food poisoning.
I've been food poisoned for 2 days straight.
How did you get food poisoning?
Man, fucking late night Ritos, dude. Oh. And I know it was the meat because I can still taste it in my mouth.
Where'd you get them from?
Am I allowed to say that? I know everyone has been fucking poisoned from this place, and I still would order from it because on a Sunday, it's the only place that delivers Mexican food after 9 p.m.
It's not LA Burrito, is it?
Fucking LA Burrito.
No! The LA Burrito's my second favorite burrito place.
Oh, don't.
You done?
Don't. This is the worst food. This has been a bad one.
Oh, LA Burritos, where we used to always get burritos when we recorded in my basement so many years ago.
That's the other LA Burrito.
Oh.
We order from the other LA Burrito.
See, now you're not disparaging anybody because nobody knows which one.
I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
the thing is, if you're in this area, you know the one I'm talking about because you can probably find 4 friends of yours that have also been food poisoned there. But now, guys, I'm on the brat diet.
It's the brat diet.
Bananas, rice, applesauce, toast. And every time I try to fucking gum down one of those dumb pieces of shits, I just pretend like I'm one of those fruity little brat dolls with the big eyes and the slutty lips.
Sexy dolls.
Yeah, I just be like, where's my leopard print? Fucking applesauce. I hate applesauce.
I gotta tell you though, you gotta put some cinnamon on it. Not
I
right
can't.
now. I know, but eventually.
I bought organic applesauce too. That's fucking bullshit. It's just apples. It's just mashed up fucking apples.
Are you allowed to put anything on the toast of the
No
rice?
butter.
No butter?
Nothing. It's
No
all
butter?
bad. It's all bad for you.
Wow.
You can have a nice broth if you want.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of fun though. It's like I think Goop should start writing a book about the food poisoning diet.
Oh, man. But, we haven't been able to talk about it yet.
I know.
Goop had a thing.
She had a thing. What happened with Goop's thing? Jackie, you were telling me about it last
Yeah,
week.
I was
had a
so
party.
excited. I was so excited. She was on Jimmy Kimmel. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be burping a lot, guys. She was on Jimmy Kimmel. And he was asking her about multiple things that are on the site, i.e., for example, earthing, which is about... he's like, so tell me about earthing. And she's like, it's like, you take off your shoes and you walk barefoot. And, it's like the electromagnetivity of the ground. I don't know. It's just nice to walk without your shoes on. And he's like, okay. And then he started asking her about the fucking jade eggs. And he's like, do you know? And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then she just stopped and she's like, you know what? I don't know what the fuck we talk about on there.
Wait, really?
She has no fucking clue.
Really?
She has no idea.
What? She came clean? She's not a true believer?
She's not. But then at the same time, they just had this big, huge festival. She just had like a Goop gala where people paid between like $500 and $1,500 for tickets for them to be lectured by these people that came in that were just like, oh, I forgot. It was just all these dumb things that, like, things you can't do anymore. Like, oh, you can't eat anything from the nightshade family anymore. So no more tomatoes and no more potatoes. And then they said it's because in Europe, they said our immigrant ancestors didn't eat them and neither should we, which is complete bullshit.
Yeah, all of that.
I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I've been alone for 2 days in a bathroom.
I understand. Now, this is the Goop Health Summit.
It's so
Health Summit.
The Health Summit. There was a panel with Gwyneth Paltrow, Cameron Diaz, and Nicole Richie, and model Miranda Kerr, who admitted to using leeches as part of her beauty routine.
Wow, yes, all nutrition experts, each and every one of them. Cameron Diaz, I think of her mostly. When I think of her, I think of The Mask.
Oh, yeah.
I know she's been in other things. I feel like I saw a lot of people talking about that Goop convention, and I'm reeling from the news that she's not a true believer, because I thought that she was buying the shit she was selling.
No, but the thing is, she has nothing to do with it, and she still makes bajillions of dollars off of it.
I think it kind of makes me like her a little bit more.
I was going to say, I can't decide. I can't decide if it makes me like her better or worse.
I kind of like her a little bit more.
But that makes me sick. That makes me more sick than the Rito. To think that maybe I like her a little bit more.
But what does that do for her hashtag brand, you know? Are people going to be like, oh, Gwen doesn't care? Me neither. $15,000 for an egg.
I don't think any of those bitches are watching late night comedy. I don't think any of them fucking are paying attention. It's just like their other yoga wearing pants friends say to shove the egg in their pussy and they do it. You know, I think that's what it is.
But yeah, I guess, are all the Goopers true believers but Goop herself? Or is it all a bunch of cynics just put an egg in their vagina for no reason?
I would imagine it's a bunch of true believers that just hand her a check at the end of the month.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Wow. That Goop convention was written up like it was a real, the paparazzi was there.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But it was definitely a hierarchy of how much money you paid, with like the other women had to stand in line for hours and hours to do the one thing, and then they didn't get it, but they had to go back in, but everyone else was like shopping with Goop and like dinner with Goop and everything. So it's just a horrible hierarchy.
Wow. I can't believe that she doesn't care. I just can't.
I hate it. But then you think of like the unconscious coupling whole thing that she did.
Right.
Like, so was that just bullshit she just made up? Like someone told her to say it?
Has she just been like trolling us for a decade to be like, I think you think I'm the most obnoxious ass rich person in the world because I have all these beliefs, but in fact I am an obnoxious rich person because I don't have these beliefs and I just fooled you?
I don't know. I think in my mind it's just so hard for me to not think of her as the sweet woman from Seven.
And you want to F her, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's clouding your judgment.
It's clouding my judgment a lot. I am not objective.
You like her in Shakespeare in Love also? Or am I thinking of a different man? Yeah, you like that one.
Are you a different man? That I'm thinking of. Oh, no, she's not anymore. She's gotten too taut for taste. I feel
too little gluten.
Yeah, that's the problem. But I think that back in the 7 days, she still had she was more of a girl next door. I felt a little bit more than she is now.
Right,
than a scary demon devil.
Yeah, that's part of where the anger comes from, because she was so girl next door. In a famous lady way, for then to her be like, not only am I not the girl next door, I'm the overlord of this fucking jade empire, like a evil witch. I feel like that was a real betrayal.
Oh man, as soon as you walked in the door at the Goop conference, you could get your aura photographed.
I've had my aura photographed before, though. I have.
Wait, okay, so here's another question, though. What if was everyone at the Goop convention like, ha 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 ha, or photographed, ha ha ha? Like, are they all just laughing with us?
I'm not sure.
Are we laughing at them?
Well, one of the guys that was there, apparently the whole conscious uncoupling thing, that wasn't her idea. That came from a guy named Dr. Habib Siddiqui.
And is that the guy that was talking, like the big main guy that was talking at her thing?
Yeah.
He was talking about no more nightshades.
Yeah, and the funny thing was about that is that he was talking about no more nightshades, and then their meal right after the no more nightshade conference, tomatoes.
Filled with nightshades.
Filled with nightshades.
Yeah.
You can't just say these things.
No, that thing where they're like, oh, our ancestors didn't eat these things, I don't appreciate that.
They said something about how, that you don't have to... this is a complete mind fuck quote, I believe. That I don't remember exactly what it was.
Like, this quote has been fucked through your mind, and now it's coming back out.
Yes. That is like that vaginal birth is the same as breastfeeding, so you don't have to breastfeed anymore, because giving a vaginal birth is gives it the nutrients it needs.
No, that's not how that works.
And I was like, but
it's
that
the
doesn't.
opposite.
But that doesn't make any sense. So it's like, so now are they all going to stop breastfeeding? It's like, no, I'm not pushing out my vagina. And then because all of them get it ripped out of their tummy holes, and now he wants them to be pushed out of the other holes.
Well, this is all just a way to shame women for whatever choice they make. Because now it's like, oh, you've been breastfeeding, you actually should have done a vaginal birth. And then it's like, you did a vaginal birth, but what about your breastfeeding?
I mean, it's the goop way. That's what they do.
Shame.
They shame.
Shaming each other.
I mean, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
We ain't got dudes got nothing to do with goop.
No.
Yeah.
But also, neither do Molly and I. It's like the non-goopers. Also, it's like, you can't tell me what nightshade I can and cannot eat.
Yeah. I'll put the baby out whatever orifice I want. Thank you very much.
Out of my nose
I'll puke
if I
it out.
want to. No. Did I just puke out a child? Is that what I've been doing? Oh my God, I've been gooped.
You got gooped.
Also, I feel like something that we missed out on last week, which I feel like everyone pushed to death, but I just need to bring up to make sure you guys saw it. Did you see the hug between Jerry Seinfeld and Kesha?
Oh, you mean the hug that didn't happen?
That was the most awkward.
Did you see this, Molly?
Yeah, I did. And I got one question, which is what's wrong with Seinfeld?
I just don't think he hugs people.
I also
and
don't
I
think he
respect
knew,
that.
Yes.
Well, sure, but he should have made that. I feel like he was being disrespectful to Kesha.
In his defense, what he came out and said, he's like, I'm a 65-year-old man. I don't know who pop stars are.
That's what, yeah, he didn't know who Kesha was.
Yeah,
so
but
if some girl just came running up to you and was like, give me a hug.
I do this show, and I would not be able to recognize Kesha on the street.
That's fair. If you don't know who Kesha is, that's totally fair. I love Kesha, and I'm not totally certain I could recognize her either. But yeah, in that context, God, that's terrifying, actually, to think about being at a celebrity party and having a celebrity come up to you and be like, oh, I don't know who you are. But nonetheless, you are a 65-year-old extremely famous man who probably has women come up to you all the time and ask you for a hug, and he probably is like, all right, I'll hug you. Like, I just feel like he was being a little bit of a power man.
No, I think he has a thing against that. I think he's one of those guys where it's like, and I also get it, like, you're one of the most famous people in the world. I imagine there's people always wanting to grab at you. Mm-hmm. I totally get him saying like, nah, I'm all right. Nah.
I think he's got a germy thing as well.
Yeah, he definitely has.
He's like one of those germy, like, neurotic kind of people.
Yeah.
Although that sounded like Raymond, and I think Raymond would hug me. I think Raymond would immediately hug me.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the ultimately frustrating thing about all this is that it's very Seinfeld too. It's like
It's so awkward.
He's not that germy though, because here at the Creek, I used to work with a place where there's a theater where we record, and I used to be the tech director here. And Colin Quinn did a show here once, and Seinfeld once showed up to open up for him, and I was actually covered in paint and all sorts of like awful things, looking much the way I do now. And he shook my hand when he came up. And he said,
really
he was
nice.
like, "Hi, Jerry." I'm like, "Hi, Jerry." Marcus, Colin's back there.
That's really nice.
It was very nice, yeah. So I think he just has a thing
also
against hugging.
And also, you were working there. Like, you
I
were
was
the
a
one running the show.
I was a working man.
Yeah.
And I get that. I was like, I was a working person, and he's like made sure to shake my hand, and I respected that. So he's not like a horrible dick.
Okay.
He was actually extremely nice to me.
okay, yeah, that's cool because so wait, do we think Kesha did something wrong, or do we just think that it was a situation that just didn't go quite correctly and nobody could have done anything
I
different?
think it was B. Yeah.
I think B, definitely B. Yeah, he has no idea who Kesha is.
And Kesha, I don't blame her for it's because I feel like it's fair that plenty of people don't like hugging, but I feel like at those parties you're just like, oh, hug. Like, I don't think she was being unreasonable. Like, you're Jerry Seinfeld.
But also at
I
the
wanna
same time,
hug.
he was in the middle of an interview. That's also not the time to run up to somebody and give him a hug. Like, you meet him, like, as he's walking away, you go up and talk to him afterwards. Like, I thought it was a little, but we also know she's an attention whore.
Yeah. You politely wait.
Yeah.
You politely wait off to the side. He's doing an interview.
Yeah, but can't you
talking.
imagine a situation where it's like really cute? Like, maybe Kesha loves Seinfeld. Maybe she's just sitting there writing her great pop songs and watching. It's all
This is what I want to
inspired
get into.
by like New York Jewish observational comedy, and she just saw him and she just couldn't help herself, and she wanted to.
She was thrown into action.
You know.
Well, then you know what, Kesha? Learn a little bit of self-control.
Whoa,
Learn a little
slapping
bit of
it
self-control.
down. You don't need some self-control. Katy Perry.
Oh, what's going on with Katy Perry?
I want to hear what's going on with Katy Perry, but can I first express a bit of a annoyance on my part?
Yes.
Which is that whenever a lady cuts her hair short, there is immediately this narrative that something horribly wrong has happened with her brain.
That's true.
And
yes.
I don't like it.
You know who did that? Britney Spears.
Uh-huh.
Well, that was the whole thing. There's actually a
That happened with Miley, too. Everyone was like, ooh, she's having a mental breakdown.
It's Britney Spears. She set the precedent for that, and I don't think pop stars have ever really been able to get, because that doesn't happen with actresses at all.
No.
It's just pop stars.
Yeah, you're right. But it's not fair because Miley looked great with her short haircut, and so does, I think Katy Perry looks great. And everyone's like, something's wrong with her brain.
It is true, but it also did come with, didn't both of them, I don't know, I can't remember with Miley Cyrus, didn't both of them come with a transition of their music as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's well, right. Yeah, that's fair because I guess that's a thing that you do to like reinvent yourself.
Yeah, to like change it up, which is basically what Katy Perry was doing.
Yeah, but I guess I just don't like that that short hair is associated with. Not that there's anything wrong with mental breakdowns; they happen to the absolute best.
True.
Like Britney Spears.
Right.
That one was a definite mental breakdown.
And and I feel like nothing but good for her, in terms of solidarity and support, and she's amazing, right? But I don't. I guess I want to. I don't like that the short haircut is associated with something terrible has happened.
No, I hear you.
You know what I mean?
I hear that. Yeah, because I mean the same thing with like everyone was just talking about Lindsay Lohan too. Just either a wig or she just cut off her hair, but she's like in the middle of shooting something, so that's not even. It's like I don't know.
Yeah. But
Also going, if you believe the blind items, going back into the refuge of the sugar daddy.
Interesting. Well, she is overseas.
We all know what Lindsay Lohan gets up to when she goes overseas.
Oh yeah.
tell us what's happening with Katy Perry though, because she is 32.
I mean, I know I've been in a bit of a haze while I watch most of this. So she did 96 hours of live streaming in a Big Brother style house. So it wasn't her house. There was cameras everywhere, including they watched her while she slept as well. And it was all to lead up to her album dropping yesterday. And it's called Witness. And the whole thing is that it's about social media and everyone being in your lives and like celebrities and how there's no privacy anymore, and that's what the whole album is about. So she did this whole thing as a publicity stunt for people to know that the album's coming out, which was beautiful. I mean, it was a great idea.
Oh, she did a left shark surprise wake-up call. Remember the shark?
The shark from the Super Bowl. It was the thing is, it was planned out very well. Like, it's like things like that. She cooked with Gordon Ramsay. She hung out with RuPaul for a really long time.
See, well, this is this is a little bit why I'm concerned that again, I don't know what's going on with her, but I'm concerned that the narrative is she's having a big problem, because I like Katy Perry. I think she has good taste in songwriting and also in I feel like she's fun and I want her success.
They talk about that though. She has a therapy session live streamed. It's an hour-long therapy session that you can watch. That the reason why she said that she's reinventing herself, why she cut off her hair, is that she's trying to find the Catherine Hudson, which is her real name, trying to find out where she is, because Katy Perry has taken over. And she's trying to find herself again. My problem with this...
Wait, her name's Kate Hudson?
Yeah, I mean, technically, yes.
She totally should have gone with Kate Hudson.
It is Hudson, right? I think her last name is Hudson. She said it so many times. I think it's Hudson. It's a different name. Catherine something. She said it so. It's been a haze, but I've been watching it. I've watched most of it. And it's like she's trying to find herself again. But then at the same time, it's like trying to find yourself while prostituting yourself for 96 hours of doing this for your album to drop. That sounds like a great album. I haven't really listened to it that much, but I don't know how I feel.
I think that's cool to do a therapy session in public. I feel like that's could be destigmatizing, right?
But then she has a small mini concert for these teenage girls, and then she's asking them questions. She's like, so how long have you been a Katy fan? Saying things like that where it's like, all right.
But wait, have you guys seen the Katy Perry documentary? I probably talked about this before.
No.
Okay, the Katy Perry documentary will give you a complete. The reason I have so much respect for her is one.
I have respect for her. I just don't know how I feel about this particular stunt.
I hear you, yeah, but there is a part. I mean, I guess thinking about her doing this because everyone was like, "Oh, she has this breakdown." I didn't realize it was a therapy session, but in the documentary, it was like around the time that her and Russell Brand were breaking up, and just as a performer, there is a part where she's like in the dressing room and she's crying. She's just like upset. She's just like having a bad time and she's crying and crying and they're like, okay, it's time to get makeup on. And so they're putting on makeup and she's crying and she just can't stop crying because it's like right in the middle of her divorce. And she's crying. They're like, okay, we can hold the audience for a little bit. Like, do you need some more time? And she's like, yeah, and then they hold and they're like, we can't hold the audience anymore, and she's still just like really upset. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm just really upset, and so they like bring her out, and it's like a fucking Katy Perry concert back in the day with all the freaking lollipops and roller coasters and whatever. And so she's like under this mountain on stage, and she's about to emerge. They have like a lift where they lift her up. She emerges from the top of this thing with like a big something attached to her. It's this huge grand entrance, and she's down in the thing waiting to enter the stage, and she's recovered the thing after you've been crying for hours, and she's like like recovering, and then she like starts crying again, and then she just like kind of shakes it off, holds her head together, and then like puts her performance face on, like, well, you can like tell that she has been crying like all day, and then they just like lift her up, and then as soon as she's up as soon as the audience can see her, she just transforms and she's performing. And as somebody who has had an anxiety attack right before going on stage,
it's difficult.
I was like, I in that moment I was like, holy shit. I mean, it's not just her. I guess all performers probably have to do that. But watching her being like so sad and then just being like, I gotta go on stage, it made me feel so much like respect and solidarity with her. It's a very, very good documentary. I cried.
I'll watch it. Now I have to watch it. Now after watching all this fucking footage of her staring at her fucking face, now I feel like I gotta watch it.
I guess it's all just to say, I feel like when I started watching that documentary, I was like, Katy Perry's not that interesting. It's interesting that she has the album that has the most singles of anybody except Michael Jackson, I think.
Although, you know who she did accidentally say was the best fuck? Josh Groban.
You know what? That doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me, but it's like she's been with like, Orlando Bloom. I mean, she's with that guy that she was married to, but Russell Brand, who I can't imagine was very good in bed.
Not a good.
I mean, she's been with a bunch of people. Jace, what's his name? Guitar pinging, Bunny is one.
Jason Mraz? No.
John Mayer.
Thank you.
John Mayer, yeah.
I'd rather fuck Jason Mraz than John Mayer.
Really?
Yeah.
With the pork pie hat?
And that's that hat, yep. Yeah.
I don't know.
Based on music also.
DJ Diplo is down at the bottom. He's fired. Yes. He's fired back. He said, I don't even remember sleeping with her.
Yeah, James Corden kept saying Diplo.
Yeah, you don't remember sleeping with Katy Perry. Whatever, Diplo.
Yeah, right.
Who is that? I didn't know who that was, so I didn't know who that was.
Just some dickhead.
Okay.
Good save, Diplo.
He was at the bottom, though.
But
Ooh, Orlando Bloom got the silver medal.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess
That's right, yeah.
I'm curious. I guess this is what's so fucking upsetting. I guess if you're famous,
this Josh Groban that you're upset with?
No.
Because I'd have sex with Josh Groban.
Yeah, and of course he's probably very, very considerate.
Yeah, I might be almost too.
Yeah.
He's gonna raise me up over and over again. I'm gonna be like, no, I gotta raise you up.
Yeah, right.
Get it? Dick joke. That's about it. That's it. That's what I've got. I got these shitty. Get it, Marcus? I raise him up. You know that song?
Oh, no, I don't know that song.
It's the Josh Groban song.
I don't know any of Josh Groban's music.
He's the opera man, right?
Yeah, he raised me up.
Raise me up.
That kind of, yeah.
Okay, no, that was more Michael McDonald.
Yes, yeah. That was.
I just feel bad that all these women have to reinvent themselves to stay relevant.
But I mean, I think that this one's more for her. I think she just like didn't know herself anymore. Same with fucking Gaga. She just did the whole thing. She's trying on different hats.
Yeah, that's true.
Katy Perry,
Never
I don't know
a
if
pork
she
pie
has
hat.
to do it. She wants to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she is wanting to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not like her career was in a slump or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was like also like Madonna too. Like Madonna likes to do it.
Right.
I think they just like to do it.
Yeah.
But at that time, I don't know. But then it's like watching all this stuff where she's so upset about all of it that it's like, take a break. Right? I mean, she's got to have millions, billions of dollars. Can't you take a break?
That's why I was so amazed that she's 32. I was like, damn. Just because I was thinking about, like, when you're 32, you're like, I guess you're trying to get your life together and all that.
Well, what is it? I think it's like Metallica talked about this as far as like them breaking up. Entire economies revolve around these people, like these super famous people. There are entire economies, people that like depend on these people for their livelihood.
Yeah.
So it actually like speaks to her character that she's like keeping it going.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because like the magazines and I mean, the teen bops.
Well, no, just people like in her direct employ.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Like, just people that her people that work for her. Like if she stops going, then they stop getting a paycheck.
She had very interesting outfits on though.
Yeah.
I really
hot.
wanted to. Yeah, but she was wearing frump dumps, but I loved them. They were beautiful frump dumps.
What kind of front drum?
Architectural. They're all architectural.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only way I could describe them. They looked like potato sacks that were high fashion. But like she looked great in them. I want one. I think it's why I'm wearing the house dress.
I like her look now better than I liked it during like how she looked in like, Friday night.
But also another thing too, every time you clicked on anything, she's also a cover girl now. And so anytime you clicked on anything for her things, it was like her being like, I'm Katy Perry, wear this mascara. It's like, God, you're everywhere. It's like if you hate Katy Perry so much again. I mean, you're Katy Perry, and then I click on it, and then it's Katy Perry. And I turn my head, and then it's Katy Perry. That's crazy.
I never get sick of looking at her, though.
I want that. Can I have that? I want that. I'm a roar.
Yeah, I've never once seen a picture of Katy Perry and gone, ugh, Katy Perry.
Yeah,
really?
So I was just like, well, hey, Katy Perry.
Yeah,
she's
that's
like-
kind of how I feel too. I don't feel any negative feelings about her.
No, not whatsoever.
I mean, my feelings about Katy Perry are vastly different from your feelings about Katy. The reasons why we both look at Katy Perry and go, oh, hey, Katy Perry, very different.
Different parts of our bodies feeling warm.
Yeah, you get risen up so you can walk on mountains.
Yeah, my spirits get risen, whereas
My spirits get risen too, huh?
Hey,
my
dick
spirit
jokes.
lives in my dick.
Dick jokes.
I have many spirits. I'm a complex character.
Yes, we have many spirits. One or more is in the dick, though.
Also very true.
Demi Moore lost a couple teeth.
Dude, no, man. Dude, I fucking saw
She
that,
said
man.
she lost 2 teeth because of stress.
Because of stress, her two
Look at
front
this.
teeth fell out.
That's terrifying. This is my nightmare. When I'm stressed out, I have nightmares that my teeth fall out.
Of course, but also I hate the fact that she used the phrase stress sheared off my teeth.
Yeah, sheared. Wait, did it gradually rub off?
No.
Stress sheared off my front teeth.
I don't
I
know.
feel like that's not the verb she wants.
I don't know. She said it multiple times.
Did it fall out or did it fade away?
She said, I literally just like knocked it out. It's almost like it fell out and my warranty was up. Thank God for modern dentistry.
It's better to burn out than to fade away.
That's so disgusting.
When you're
That so scares me. To my teeth. You know how stressed out I am constantly?
Do you guys have teeth falling out nightmares?
Yeah.
I think it's a Freudian thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I have teeth falling out in general. I get what she's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm really stressed, I grind my teeth really bad at night, and I've lost 3 teeth to that.
I grind
But
my
yours
teeth
didn't
real
just
bad.
fall out.
They crack.
Yes, you have multiple steps.
Yeah, right.
There are multiple
There are
steps.
steps
Yeah,
to it.
It doesn't just fall right out.
there are multiple steps, but different teeth have different pressure points.
Yeah, I've got we've probably talked about this, but I have one of those Steph Curry mouth guards. Mm-hmm. Highly recommend it.
I went and got fitted for Invisalign yesterday.
Hey.
So crooked teeth will not be crooked in a year.
Wow. And that probably also acts as a preventing from grinding your teeth, right?
I don't know. They didn't give me much information. They just kind of brought me in, did the impressions, and then shuffled me out of there. I get them in 6 weeks.
Be careful, your mouth gonna hurt.
Yeah,
Dude, your
braces.
mouth gonna hurt.
Braces hurt. That's
But it's
true.
be good. It's a gradual hurt. It's a hurt you get used to.
I'll get used to it. I hurt anyway all the time.
I forgot. They sheared it. It was
pain in my mouth will finally match the pain in my cell.
God, it sheared it off her teeth. That scares me. I'm gonna have terrible nightmares.
You shear a sheep, right? Though
You
doesn't
shear a sheep. You shear a sheep. You don't shear a tooth unless sometimes they buff down your tooth and sometimes they
that's what
grind down your teeth. Like yes,
Right, that's what I'm thinking. When she says shear a teeth, it makes me imagine that it was very rapidly, like, but by stress.
That makes me nauseous. You're making me nauseous.
Like she was just sitting in her home doing taxes, and then her tooth was like,
Oh god! All my teeth are gonna fall out.
no, you don't have the same amount of stress in your life as Demi Moore.
All my teeth are gonna fall out.
No, Demi Moore might be experiencing particular levels of
At
stress.
the same time, with the amount of fucking pills she pops,
Yeah, no,
how much
actually,
stress does she really
I think
have?
she's probably fine.
That's why I think it's like a drug thing. It's like right.
If you got money, how stressed can you be?
Yeah, her eyes are popped out on the drugs quite a bit. I don't know. Maybe she's on amps.
Something.
Maybe she's an upper because the eyes that she has, those big wide set dish eyes, those are amp eyes.
No, and also because she was on one of the Jimmys. And I meant the late night show. And she was
on one of the Jimmys.
I was watching my Jimmy.
She was fairly animated, and she was the one that showed the picture. And I think he had asked, like, what do your daughters think about this? And she's like, oh, they think it's funny for me to show the picture. It keeps me humble. And she laughed about that. And I was like, what's happening with Demi Moore? It would make sense if it was pop, 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 pop. Seeing them fireworks. She's got fireworks in her heart.
Katy Perry?
Nah, Demi Moore.
But what were you? I thought you were asking for a hint.
Pop-ups. Oh no, pop-ups.
Uppers.
Uppers. Pop, 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 pop.
I see. God, I couldn't
You
go
get
down the road you were that we just talked about, Katy Perry, Jackie.
I want to talk about her some more.
I mean, I don't like her being like, oh, it's funny when I show this picture because I feel like that's it's like, oh, isn't it funny that I lost a tooth? I can just get it replaced. Haha. Whereas a lot of people, they lose a tooth, you're fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not.
Gone.
You can get it fixed, but it's a very serious hardship.
And you also have to save money to get it fixed. There's a lot of people like if that tooth falls out or it shears out, excuse me, they gotta wait a long time. I'm gonna throw up. Oh God, my body is an empty cave.
Right, but I know plenty of people whose tooths are not there, and they've just been waiting until they can afford to get a new one. You know,
Tubes.
Yep. I'm getting mine after I get the Invisalign done.
Yay, new tubes.
Been saving up for teeth.
That's good. That's a good thing to save for.
Yeah.
it's like a reverse tooth fairy.
Yes.
You give them money.
You get teeth.
You give them money. You get teeth back.
Oh, not like the girl whose muscle turns into bone. It's a new I've been watching television for 2 days straight. It's a new documentary on Netflix. It's about a little girl and her muscles turn into bone.
Fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva.
It's a very rare disorder.
It's called FOP.
Yeah.
It's like a Maury episode turned into a Netflix documentary.
Yeah, it's British too.
Because Maury loved that.
Okay, move my arms up past my head, and soon I won't be able to walk. And then they have to choose over time whether they would like to be frozen sitting forever or frozen standing forever. And I'm watching this and I'm sobbing. It's like you gotta stop watching. I'm just like, I've got like my little bucket just in case I need it. And I'm just like dry heaving into the bucket as I'm watching it, and I'm crying.
God, most of them, it's not fatal, but most of them starve to death because their jaws freeze shut.
Their jaws freeze shut.
It's called Stone Man syndrome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This is a Maury episode. Maury was always like, look at these children. That's like the real life version of Jack. And then you just cry.
Progeria.
It's very. I don't think that
I love it.
I'm not sure what the politics behind these documentaries are, other than to have people sit with a bucket and cry.
But at the same time, the woman figured out what was happening with her daughter by watching one of those fucking documentaries. Mm-hmm. She was like, I was watching when she was 3 years old, and I noticed that her feet weren't right. And my feet are knobbly. So I thought her feet were going to be knobbly. But they weren't. She's got a rare disorder. and I'm gonna keep her for the rest of my life. And her husband left her, and it's just her and the fucking kid. And she's like hoping and praying that someday she'll maybe get a job or meet someone, or is she gonna have to be her caretaker until she turns into stone.
Well,
She's gonna have to be our caretaker
Until she turns into stone. But the real question, guys, standing or sitting?
I just don't know.
Sitting.
Yeah, it's gonna be because if you're standing, then it's gonna be really hard for people to get you from one place to another. Then you're just stuck in one of those Hannibal Lecter things where they wheel you around in a handcart.
There's one of the men. They have the oldest living man in Britain that it shows standing, and he's like, I like to standing because then I never learned to be in a wheelchair. But instead, he has to be elevated up out of his bed like a corpse, and he's shuffled around on this weird moving thing, which is basically a wheelchair. And when his caretaker takes him into the city, he just lays there like he's a corpse, fully standing but strapped into a wheelchair.
See, this is the problem with these documentaries. They're meant to engender sympathy.
I was sympathetic.
This is Maury is just like, oh, this is about sympathy, and then he's like wheeling in the sign that says like freak show, you know. And
I was crying and sympathetic at the time, but the retelling is silly. The retelling of it is silly.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. I still haven't watched that one with the nuns.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm over it. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I didn't make it past. I watched the first one and said, oh God, I watched a movie on Sunday that fucking destroyed me.
Ooh, what was it?
It Comes at Night.
Oh, I want to see it so bad.
It's misery porn.
Oh, is it?
It's just, you just walk away from it feeling god awful.
What's it
wait,
about?
it's not like torture. It's not like.
No, it's just human suffering and sadness and misery.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you're probably gonna love this. I hated it.
It's not a documentary.
It's like a horror suspense film, mostly like suspense. But yeah, it's kind of it's like a post-apocalyptic slice of life. Where it's
no, too real. No, thank you.
It's extremely real.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Yeah, it's like a post-apocalyptic plague slice of life thing, where it shows a couple of families and what happens to them.
Yeah, no, I don't need that.
You don't need that.
Fun.
No, it ruined my night.
Yeah, it's like an end of the nighter, huh?
It ruined everything.
Well, that's
yeah,
fun.
yeah. It's a particularly there are some people I know that are really gonna love it. If you just really like feeling like truly terrible,
Nope.
like truly horrible.
Nope.
do,
I've just been exclusively watching House Hunters. It makes me feel great. It makes me think about a future I'll never have.
You know what the last good movie I saw was? Secret Life of Pets.
You just keep talking about
Yeah, you love it.
animal movies.
I love how much you love it, though.
Well, no, Sing was that's the best
Sing,
one.
yeah.
But I watched Secret Life of Pets recently, and that was pretty good.
I
too.
just think that's so charming. I'm thinking of Marcus at his house.
Yesterday, I almost watched Sing.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dogs got away. They're at the sausage factory now. Oh, they love sausages so much.
You like happy things.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do.
No, last night I was in between Sing and the girl whose muscle turns to bone. And you see what I chose.
But I am also rewatching Twin Peaks right now, and watching the new rewatching Twin Peaks with Carolina, and watching the new Twin Peaks on my own until she gets caught up, and then I'm going to watch the new Twin Peaks again.
And are you enjoying it?
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
Good.
It's so good.
I gotta do it.
I can't say anything. I'm not going to say a single
You
thing
can't say
about it.
anything.
I'm so, even though I'm not a Twin Peaks person, I feel like it's just so rare to get something that good, that right again later, that I am really enjoying watching Twin Peaks people love it, because I feel like that's just very special, you know?
Yeah, it's great because it's not the same old, same old. It's got just a little bit. I'm losing a little bit of patience, but that's what David Lynch does.
That's what he does,
He
yeah.
tests your patience quite a bit. But he threw some red meat in there on the last one to really okay, I'm testing your patience, but here's
You get a surprise,
Here's a couple of things that an old surprise and a new surprise.
That's fun.
Yeah. So he's doing it right.
Hell yeah.
2 thumbs up. Twin Peaks Revival.
2 thumbs up.
You never do any real estate ones. We don't have to talk about the house hunters, but I feel like you're always doing the.
Where is it? Is it on your sweet precious cable?
Yeah, where do you watch your 25 kids shows?
I watch it on Hulu, but the Hulus ain't got none of the house shows.
Okay.
And they used to have it on fucking Netflix. They took them all off.
I just feel like my reality interests and your reality interests
I know, and it
are...
devastates me. And that's why I've been watching these dumb, awful documentaries, like The Real Life Sleeping Beauty, which is one that I also watched because they took all my goddamn reality shows off.
I'm telling you, Amazon Prime, you should mine it. There's a lot of gems on there.
All right, I gotta look through.
That's where all the
there.
unsolved mysteries are.
I know, I
Oh,
just can't get
yeah.
it on my TVs.
You might, maybe.
I gotta get somebody. I gotta get a guy and put it on the TVs.
Next time I'm over, I'll put it on your
Will
TVs.
you put it on the TVs?
Yeah.
on your
I'll bet
TVs.
Marcus can get it on your TV.
All right.
I can get it on your TVs. I'm good with TVs.
Thanks, guys.
All right, stop for the list.
Who's on the list? Gotta have that list.
I got too excited.
Sorry, I should have taken the Marcus part this week.
That's all right.
Famous people with Lyme disease.
It's not a devastating bone disease.
It's a disease. It can be
Yes,
devastating.
that's true. It actually can be
It can
devastating.
be.
Avril Lavigne almost lost everything to
Oh
Lyme
my
disease.
god.
That's
But did she
right.
lose the socks on her arms? Does that go if you have Lyme disease?
You know what? I still appreciate Avril Lavigne's aesthetic. No, I don't. I resent it. As a kid who identified as a quote unquote
loved it.
real punk in high school, which I was not.
Not.
No,
You're not.
I
none of
thought
us were.
she was not a real punk, which I was correct, but I was also wrong about myself.
That's all right. As long as you
We were
learn.
both wrong
Yeah.
about ourselves. Trust me. We both thought that same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We were both wrong.
Yeah, I'll admit it.
Alec Baldwin has chronic Lyme disease, which affects him at the same time each year.
Uh-oh, he's a werewolf, dear. That's what you're saying. Wait, Lyme disease makes you tired.
Quite tired.
Very
And it
tired.
affects your kidneys?
It's fatigue, fever, heart palpitations, joint pain, headache, and in some cases, paralysis.
I got that.
When my friend had Lyme disease,
I've got it.
when my friend had Lyme disease, he looked like a wreck for months. Like he lost weight. He looked really. It really.
Is this another goop weight loss idea?
Cover yourself in ticks.
Ticks.
No, it was
Yeah.
the kind of like he looked like every time you'd see him, you'd be like, "Are you okay?" But he's better now.
That's
Good.
good. I'm glad he didn't die. But it's forever. Right?
No, it's kind of one of those things that kind of either comes and goes. It can be treated and cured, or it can be chronic. And there's a lot of ins and outs.
Wow.
George W. Bush, for example,
Wow.
Lyme disease.
Really?
Well, he hunts a lot. You know? He's a big hunter, so that makes sense.
Didn't slow him down.
Didn't speed him up, though.
He really got a lot done.
Wish it had slowed him down with regard to war, but
Yeah.
other than that,
With a whole lot of stuff, I
Yeah,
wish it would have
yeah,
slowed him down.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he did get a lot done.
now he's done doing a lot of painting.
Yeah, painting dogs, painting feet, painting veterans.
Good for him.
Good for him. War criminal. Ben.
For that war.
Oh, he's a cute little war criminal. Oh. Ben Stiller. Lyme disease.
Wow.
Richard Gere.
We have,
Lyme disease.
Oh, no, for him.
these people must have so much support. They're like, oh, I have Lyme disease. Somebody else do all my
Yeah, but at the
responsibilities
same
for the
time,
day.
then they could like get paid money to be the head of some Lyme disease council.
Yeah.
That's Avril Lavigne. Avril Lavigne is a big advocate. That was her
Of course.
thing.
That's her thing.
Was Lyme. She's a Lyme disease advocate.
Oh,
I don't
Lyme
know.
disease
This
or
Bringing
feels
awareness.
this feels too mean for me, but I do think that it's just the idea that she's like, ooh, this will be the thing I'm famous for now.
yes. Yeah, baby. And it's not like I'm not really gonna die right away, so this is great.
Ooh, irrelevance is seeping everywhere I look. Oh, I've got a thing, Lyme disease.
That's pretty great though. Of all of them.
But you know who got a hard hand one after another is Michael J. Fox. Got Lyme disease, then Parkinson's.
No, see that one. I don't give him Lyme disease. I take it away.
No, I give his extra to Richard Gere
Yeah,
because
he
he
gets
can deal with
extra.
it. Yeah.
You know who else didn't deserve Lyme disease? Is Pete Seeger.
No.
Yeah, Pete Seeger deserves nothing
Yeah.
except very good things.
Yeah, and not to be on Spotify, even though it makes me sad.
I don't know, what do you think about this one? Parker Posey.
I love Parker Posey.
She used traditional medicine combined with holistic techniques to treat her Lyme disease.
That's the problem. That's the problem. You get the real people medicine. I know at a time, and there's a point, and yes, we try, but then we get the real ones.
This is the first round of antibiotics did not destroy all the bacteria, and I made a decision not to take them anymore and instead approach it purely holistically through the help of my homeopathic doctor who guided me with my diet and gave me the natural supplements to bring my body back to its vitality.
That is fine. I understand, like, incorporating all of that, definitely. But it's like if I take 5 bunches of burnt lavender and I smear them on my pillow, yes, never a Lyme for me. I feel like that's more of what they're doing.
Debbie Gibson.
Oh.
Wow.
Man! Debbie Gibson!
All right. Who knew?
Daryl Hall of Hall & Oates.
Oh, man, I wanted to go to that fucking concert so badly. Sold out so fast.
This was a recent concert.
They're coming, in July. I got really excited, and then I was just like, I just found out about it. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's been sold out for a long time. And I got sad. Yacht Rock.
Unfortunate.
I mean, they're more than Yacht Rock. Rock.
Not really.
Hey now.
Don't insult Hall. He's got Lyme disease.
He's got Lyme disease.
He has Lyme disease. All right, it's time for Blind Item.
Oh, we can't see him.
This one is
Jackie's
actually
losing steam. These better be good.
This one is actually very, very interesting. Don't want to get too political here, but this does work into the whole page 7 through line
Did someone say toilet flush?
about Scientology.
Ooh.
This is very interesting, and I think this is very plausible. It took a while, but that wacky religion finally got payback against the now career dead comic thanks to their photographer church member. The comic has long been an SP.
A comic who is an SP.
Which comic just got in big trouble for a photograph?
Kathy Griffin.
The photographer? Scientologist.
Whoa.
And the photographer convinced her to do the whole photo shoot.
Whoa.
Wait.
In an effort by Scientology
To put her down.
to take her down because she's a big outspoken critic of
Against
Scientology.
Scientology.
They got their fingers in everything.
God, it's
Machinations.
just like, get away. You have nothing to do with politics, like in that kind of shit too, where it's like then it's just like that became.
Oh no, that was just them taking down Kathy Griffin. The whole political thing was a complete and total sideshow. It was all about taking down Griffin.
Man, they're such bastards.
That's such a bastard.
That is, I will say, that is the only interesting thing I have heard regarding that entire thing. That whole thing is just like, oh, come on.
Yeah, it is a big eye roller, but that is an interesting
But
possibility.
also,
That is really
it
interesting.
did hurt her very much.
It did.
Yeah,
Very
it
much.
did hurt her quite a bit.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Oh, that's
Fuckers.
crazy.
They just get in there like little rats. Stomp out all the rats.
Our other blind item today is it's a little long, but it's juicy.
Ooh, I'm worth it.
When
worth it.
You're worth it.
Jackie's worth
You're
it.
worth it.
Jackie's such a big juicy blind item because she's so dehydrated.
I'm worth it.
When you think of this permanent A-list singer from a permanent A-list group, you think of him being a pretty nice guy. You would never suspect that he has walked away from 2 fatal overdoses and not done anything about it. The first happened several decades ago. He was using heroin. The band had played a show, and he was with a groupie at her house. They had bought some heroin from a dealer friend of hers. According to the former tour manager, he got a knock on his hotel room from the singer. It was about 6 a.m., and the singer said he woke up next to the woman, and he realized she was dead. Our singer didn't know what to do, so The manager got up from the bed and got dressed and then left the house. No one, not even the tour manager, ever called the police to report the body. Fast forward to the late 90s, and it happened again. This time it happened in his hotel room while he was on tour. According to the tour manager, who found out later, the singer called the promoter of all of the international shows and told him what happened. The promoter told the singer to get his stuff and get out of the room, and the promoter would take care of it. The promoter told the singer later that night in front of the tour manager that it had all been taken care of, and that is the last anyone ever talked about it.
Jesus
Justin
Christ.
Timberlake.
No, rock band.
And decades
Rock
ago.
band that's been around for a long time. And there are two possibilities here.
Ooh, I was really excited because the whole time I really thought it was Justin Timberlake. Man, that dirty.
If he walked away from two people who had overdosed, oh my God. Wait, okay, it's not the Rolling Stones, is it?
Not the Rolling Stones. A little bit further along, but there's two possibilities. One of them, one band got really big in the 70s, stayed big. The other band, big in the 90s, and stayed big. Both, yeah, and there's a possibility.
Are we talking Dave Grohl, Food Fighters?
Oh, no. No,
I'm trying to
but
think of like nice people.
that era.
Yeah, is this a nice guy?
I really don't know about nice guy with this.
okay.
Yeah, I
So
don't know. One of them could kind of be a nice guy. Long hair, doesn't like to wear a shirt, runs a lot.
Brett Michaels?
No?
I don't know whether he
I
runs.
wish it was Brett Michaels.
Can you imagine if that asshole had
Brett
let
Michaels.
two people overdose without doing anything about it?
We said it's not the Rolling Stones.
It's not the Rolling Stones, no.
Damn.
But think of a video in the 90s of a man with long hair with no shirt on, running in slow motion.
Red
Journey?
Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Anthony Kiedis
What?
is one possibility.
Okay.
The other possibility, big from the 70s, big drug problem, big mouth.
Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
See, I could see Steven.
Yeah, Steven Tyler would
Steven
totally-
Tyler for sure.
Yeah.
Somebody
For
else
sure.
deal with this.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's definitely, I mean, a heroin. I guess that's why I was just so hung up on Justin Timberlake. Can't believe Justin Timberlake does heroin. Oh,
You
what?
had decided in
This-
your mind
I
that
decided.
not
oh,
only
yeah.
decided that Justin Timberlake did this, but that just like Justin Timberlake does heroin. Oh my god.
That's why I couldn't even think of anybody. I was like, in my mind, it was Justin Timberlake.
Not only does he do heroin, but he has a disregard for life in general.
Man,
Four
yeah,
women
it's-
just got thrown in the drink.
That's
Damn,
terrible.
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think it is?
I would think Steven Tyler.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really like the ultra power of doing whatever you want. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that it is above the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, like would people who work
Yeah.
for the Red Hot Chili Peppers be willing to cover up?
I don't know. Red Hot Chili Peppers
death.
are pretty big.
I mean,
Yeah.
they are, but I mean, that's generation. Like
Yeah.
Steven Tyler, like it's like if that happened in the late '90s, at that point, they're like, I mean, what are we gonna do?
You're gonna clean up around a body for Red Hot Chili Peppers or for Aerosmith?
I mean, I guess I would do it for either one of them.
I
Yeah.
don't know. In 1999, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Well, I don't know. They were kind of because, yeah, I guess Armageddon had just happened, so I Don't Want to Miss a Thing was pretty huge.
Oh, yeah,
But on the
they-
other hand, 1999, that was also
Huge for
Californication.
The person who's cleaning up the hotel room is just listening to "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" as they weeping.
Well, you missed this one thing, but
That is horrible.
And that's all we got time for today on Page 7. Thanks, everyone, very much for listening. We'll talk to y'all next week.
oh, thank you guys.
Love you.
For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to cavecomedyradio.com.